You're listening to A Creative Excuse presented by Hecho a Mano. I'm Frank Rose.
And I'm Carrie Duvall. This episode is with Alfonso Barrera and Mirel Fraga, whose exhibition is on view at Hecho a Mano through December 28th.
This is Mirel and Alfonso's first exhibition in which they collaborated on all the works in the show. The paintings are incredible, so be sure not to miss it. And if you can't make it to the gallery, everything is on the website.
We recorded this one at Mirel and Alfonso's home in Oaxaca, so the sound isn't perfect, but the conversation is.
Also on view at Hecho through December 28th is our annual Regalos show, featuring 95 works by 40 artists, all on paper and all $200 or less.
Thanks for listening.
Oye, amor, tú empiezas a contestar, ¿no?
¿Sí?
Sí.
He wants me to start answering.
Answer. Mirel.
What is your name?
Answer.
Where were you born?
No,
How old are you?
because if my English is a little...
It's great.
You know what? You're good.
You think it's
You
the
are
first
good.
podcast
Thank
you
you.
do to someone that their language is not American, not English, the first language? It's the first one you do?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
you...
I think so.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we can start with okay, we're here. We're here in your house. Here in San Felipe?
San Felipe del Agua.
But
Yeah.
wait, we start right
Yeah.
now?
We've started. It's happening.
Work
It's
is on.
happening now?
Right now.
Yeah,
Oh my
right
God.
now.
Oh my God!
Did you feel it? It just like...
Okay.
So yeah, we're sitting here in your living room.
It's slash studio.
We're drinking some lemon water with mezcal.
Yes.
And yeah,
Popcorn.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Welcome. So welcome.
Well, I think, for me, this is special because we've been working together from maybe not the very beginning of Hecho a Mano, but pretty close for a long time, and
Yeah.
both of you have been to Santa Fe. We've had solo shows with both of you. We have a collaborative show coming up in December.
Yoo-hoo.
Yeah. So I think this is great. And
Yeah.
I love that we've been getting to know each other over the years. It feels really meaningful.
Yeah, it's a good friendship.
Yeah.
Collaborative
Yeah.
friendship.
So I'll start with you and kind of your background, Mirel.
Okay.
You are from Puebla originally.
Puebla City.
And did you grow up around any artists? Were any of your parents or family members artists?
I think not at all.
Yeah.
I have a great grandmother who is a poet, but she was dead when I was born.
Mm-hmm.
And she's from Sonora, so very far away because I was born in Puebla. But my father, he was interested in design, but he's an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he would do very creative stuff. And also my mom, she would like to do crafts, different kind of crafts.
Mm-hmm.
And she would involve us, my sister and me, a lot. in
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. And when did you kind of find that you were really drawn to making things?
Since I was little, I would like to draw a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was commissioned to do the murals in my school when I was in primary school.
Mm-hmm.
And also the covers of the annuary you call when you have the final
Calendar?
the
The
final
yearbook.
the yearbook.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
And also different stuff like that from school.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was finishing high school, I decided to study maybe design or textile design or maybe art. But at the end, I chose design because money, because I
Mhm.
thought art would be difficult for
Yeah.
me. And then moved to Oaxaca because it was for me the most interesting city, all full of color, full of crafts, full of art.
Mhm.
And then everything happened naturally.
Yeah.
I started doing my art. Also because I met Alfonso.
Yeah.
When was that?
I was in 2012. we began together, and I helped him a lot with different projects and books, and then my own art until 2018.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a lot to accept my path.
No, because she was well, she is, and she was a designer in that time.
Yeah.
So I don't have an idea to how to finish my books, my project books. So Mirel always like be behind of the projects and told me you have to do like this, or use these materials, or you have to
Quality control.
yeah. And then I told Mirel, please enjoy or join with me to make the books together, because you are always in the back.
Yeah.
So that was just a parenthesis.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, the last interview we did with George Rodriguez, he said the same thing, and it was the same for me when I started school.
Oh.
I started as a graphic design major,
Oh, okay.
and so did George. And it was like, oh, how are we going to make a living
Yeah.
as an artist?
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's a common thought.
Yeah.
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 Right.
I mean, that is something actually in art school that they tell you.
Mhm.
You're not going to make a living.
You need like a side work.
Yeah, you need a side gig. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I started also as a graphic design, and then switched to photography later.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's super common.
And I think for me it was a good path, because I need to learn a lot of stuff I use right now in both like I help with some things in the book that he doesn't know how to do,
Mhm.
or also for like to have more discipline in my life.
Mhm.
Sometimes I think the design was a good choice for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, your line work is very precise,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that there's a quality of design that still comes through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Also.
It's a part of what is so satisfying, actually,
Mhm.
when I look at your work.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
there is this symmetry, or there's this really thought put into the whole composition that
Mhm.
probably comes from the design background.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think a lot of people told me about that. Also, like, I'm really obsessive, like a person. So I think it helps me to, like, to dirigir, to, how do you say dirigir? Just to send my energy and my emotions towards
Focus.
to focus.
Yeah,
yeah,
It helps me
Yeah.
to focus. But I really would like to do stuff more like freely, not so like precise, but I need to like experiment a lot.
Yeah.
I think with this duo exhibition, I had a little bit of that.
Really?
Yeah, but I want to do it more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look for that looking for that in the future.
And did you go to college in Puebla?
Yeah, I went there
Yeah.
in a school in Cholula.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Universidad de las Americas,
Mhm.
and I was studying information design, which was the name of the career. Very weird name. We were really focused in all these digital like software stuff like that, but with also with images. But it was just that time that everybody wanted to do everything with a
Right.
computer.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
We were in school around that
Yeah.
switch as well.
Yeah.
But it's weird because I really, really, really like analog stuff, you know?
Mhm.
So I think when I finished there and I came here, that's what I was looking for, like to use my hands again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How long were you in that program?
For 6 years. It
Wow.
was very long because
Yeah.
I was like a party girl. So I had some time doing like traveling. I had some party, so I didn't study like a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
it
so you
took-
have the like taskmaster focus, and then
Yeah.
you have party.
At the end, my father told me like, if you want me to help you pay like the exam, the final exam, you need to do it right now. If not, I'm not gonna help you. So I just put in myself in a room for 3 months without like, I just came outside of the room to eat, and I finished in 3 months like all my documents, because it was like a thesis. So you had to do a investigation and then prove your thesis and for exam. So
But right now
I
is
made it.
right now is like the same process to Mirel used to work his work.
Uh-huh.
He just go inside his studio
Uh-huh.
and don't go out
Yeah.
for weeks because she is very focused in the paintings.
Do you think any part of that was like you didn't like graphic design maybe wasn't precisely what you wanted to do? Do you think that there was a part of you that felt maybe a little constricted by that?
I think what I don't like that much about design right now is that I had to like perform the idea of someone else.
Right.
I really like to collaborate. I am always looking forward to collaborate with people, but I want to do my ideas or like collaborate.
Yeah.
But when you get a commission about something more restricted, it's when I don't feel that comfortable anymore.
Right.
But I did it for 15 years, you know, it was a long time.
But with some of your friends are very open to do that because you feel that connection with the, like for example Sandra.
Yeah, yeah, I have very good clients and I have good collaborations, but at the end it was always like someone else's necessity, like to
Someone's vision, someone
Yeah.
else's vision.
Yeah.
But they always look for me because they like my style also.
Mhm.
It was a part of me there.
Right.
That's why I always tell Alfonso and other people that I used to be like in a closet for illustrators at the beginning because I did a lot of illustration, but I never sell myself as illustrator. I was like, I'm a designer. So for years I was doing illustrations with my style and people would buy that, but for them, for their projects. But I was like, no, it was a design. And then I finally decided I could sell myself as illustrator. And then after some years, I decided I could sell myself as an artist. But it was a big process.
And it was on the pandemic.
I also was with the pandemic that I
Really?
finally decided I would put my name as, like, I sell myself as an artist.
Yeah. I think there were a lot of people that had those kind of experiences during the pandemic of questioning why they were doing what they were doing and what they really wanted to do and how and like having the courage to put forth what they actually were wanting to do, what was in their heart.
Yes, because it was hard times.
Exactly.
So we have to take out our emotions and
Yeah, it was very helpful with that, like to take up the emotions and also to realize that I wanted to be more free.
and actually because all your clients says, okay, we are not gonna work
Yeah, I
with you
didn't
right
have
now.
any work.
Well, that's part of it.
I lost my work.
That helps.
Okay, I'm gonna be an artist.
Yeah, right. I mean, similar. Huh?
Oh no. What were you
You
gonna
can
say?
speak up.
No.
I was just gonna say that. I mean, similar for you in that, like, you're like, okay, well, I don't have any clients. I guess I got to do something else.
Yeah, I mean, but that was my choice, kind of.
But it was difficult for you, no? Because you had to use your body, right?
Yeah, I mean there was a few things. It's like I had long COVID, so I wasn't able to work. I didn't have the energy to work, and then also, especially that first year, it was like we had made our pod with my parents, so we were having contact with my parents, and I just was was really afraid of having a lot of contact with having very close contact with a bunch of people that I didn't know where they were having contact, all of these things. But a big piece of it was I literally didn't have the energy to massage, to do body work.
You only have a contact with yourself.
Yeah, right.
Everyone.
Massage. Yeah. I would know what I was gonna say is I was gonna open it up to Alfonso and hear about his background and yeah.
We'll get there.
Okay. We'll get to you, Alfonso.
Okay.
So, Alfonso. So you grew up in Mexico City?
Yes.
Yeah. And did you grow up around any artists or creative people, any family?
My grandfather was a painter, but I am the last one of my family. I am the
The youngest?
the youngest, and I don't saw my grandfather paintings. I just see the paintings in my house and
Yeah.
all my uncles' houses, the paintings of my grandfather. So I grew up with the image in myself. Not, I don't see it painting, never. So I grew up with some of the books, art books of my grandfather, and I saw these beautiful paintings of old artists, like classical artists. And I was like, that was my contact, just with a few books
Yeah.
and all the masters, classical artists from the art history, not like a contemporary or something like that. And my friends, most of my friends was like a simple person, not artist.
Mm-hmm.
When I was like 16 with my neighborhoods, we made a band.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to play music. So that was my way since I was like very young
Yeah.
to work with the music.
Yeah.
So, but I always paint in my free time,
Mm-hmm.
but by myself without like a teachers or without.
So by
like
looking
a-
at the books, you would
Yes,
kind of find
without-
inspiration
without-
there.
And also the CD, no, not the CD, the big discs, the name, the acetatos. Covers.
Yeah, I remember the
Poster covers?
Yeah, he was very influenced by
my brothers
by
have
the covers of
this like
Record covers?
Record
covers
Mhm.
of
Okay.
AC/DC,
Yeah.
Iron Maiden,
Mm-hmm.
Black Sabbath,
Mhm.
and when I saw, for example, the covers of the Iron Maiden, I say, oh my God, this is so beautiful. The drawings, like this skeleton with all the cows. I remember that I drawing when I was a kid like these covers.
Uh-huh.
And when I was a kid, my father take me to this movie, Flash Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I came back to my home, I started to make these birds. Well, these birdmans, or I don't know the name of the movie. And I was like, I tried to drawing that characters, and it was impossible. And so I've been so frustrated. But I don't have like a guide in that time of a teacher to show me you have to do but this way.
Mm-hmm.
So I never grow up with a very influence of artists around me. Just the information came from the books.
Yeah.
So that was my like my history in the
Your
in the-
introduction.
yeah, my introduction.
Yeah. And then did you go to art school?
No,
No.
I tried
Yeah.
to get in the UNAM, that is Universidad Nacional Autónoma de Mexico, but the exam for the entrance in the university was very difficult. They asked me about chemistry, physics, mathematics, and that was I am the worst in that. So I applied like 2 times or 3 times, and I always like have bad
Rejected.
qualifications to get in.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I am a ¿cómo se dice licenciatura?
Licensed?
License of
He's a communicator.
like a science of communication.
Oh, okay.
Because I saw that maybe that was the career. ¿Cómo se dice como carrera?
Yeah.
No sé si en inglés se utiliza.
In
Bueno,
English,
como-
you say like minor, major.
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that.
The degree.
Yeah.
the degree
Yeah.
that I can use my creativity.
Yeah.
Like for you can do video, you can do
I can do
photo.
video, photo, journalism. I don't know. It's a very like a rich career in all these subjects that you can apply. So I made like I think by 10 years I made some edition in video, because I like it, and in some audio things, but I always painting.
So you were painting the whole time. Were
Yes.
you playing music too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been playing, but before the pandemic, I leave my band because I want to be 100% like focus in the painting.
Yeah.
So I leave the band, and then came the pandemic, and it was like very like difficult for everyone, and most of the people that was my friends, musician friends, had a very hard time in that sense.
Yeah.
So, but for me, it was like a difficult. I always be a painter, but when someone asks me, I think that I start in 2019, like 6 years ago, like seriously,
Right.
because always was I was in the middle between the music and the paints.
So for both of you, that was the time when you made a commitment to visual art.
Yep.
Is your family supportive of that, making that as your career, or is there some tension?
No, I think they're supportive.
Yeah.
They don't really know what we're doing.
When I was a teenager, my father, when my uncles and his friends go to the house, he always says, "Come to see my son's work. He's a painter. He's very good." And I always was so like embarrassing because no, Dad, please don't do that. But my father was very
he was excited.
proud.
That's great.
He was very proud that I was like a painter. And
Well, was it his father that was the painter?
no, it's my mother.
Your mother. Okay.
And my mother, my father was like a worker in the company, and he have another kind of vision that you have to work with the company, and when you finish your when you were 16, you ¿cómo se dice? ¿Jubilas?
Yeah, you.
When you have 60, you
Go work.
I don't know the term in English, but in Mexico it's jubilación. And
Retire when you're
when
60.
you retire,
Oh.
and they give you sorry my English is, but they give you like money to spend the rest of your life like a
It's like
easy,
a pension.
like a pension.
Yeah.
Actually. So that's the way of my family. You have to be a worker, or you have to be your own company, but at the end you have to be like with a pension.
So it's like a traditional kind of corporate sort of
But
trajectory.
so that's the reason be an artist is like sometimes the family they can say like no, don't be an artist. But I think in the very like inside of they wanted to another history of his songs.
Yeah.
Well, and it's they don't fully understand it, that trajectory.
Yeah, because when I show some of my works to my mother or my parents, they say, "Okay, yeah, you have a little problem in your mind." I don't know.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah.
But do you think that there is still pride in your father and your family when you say, "Oh, I was invited to Switzerland to do this huge mural, and these people are paying me"?
Well, my mother, of course, yes. She always told me that. But my father dies in 2016.
Okay.
So, but my father always support me. He always like be okay. If you want to be an artist, come on, just do it.
There's also a story about your father, no? That he was like not so comfortable that you were a musician before, until one day he saw him.
Yes,
play,
because
and he was like, "Oh my God!" But then he realized that his father's dream was to be a musician. But he never did it because he had like to support his mom. So I think it was like that. Like he was like afraid or.
yes, in that time in Mexico City, the music that all the people listen, it was the bolero. So there's kind of the traditional musician was trios, and they play boleros. So my father was had a trio, and they sing in a like a traditional Mexican music.
Yeah.
But when my father gave me a guitar, my first guitar, a Fender Stratocaster, and I was so happy. But when I have to leave my house because I have to went to play in another city and leave my house like 3 or 4 days, my father it was not so happy with that because I live and in that time we are young and we are like
Crazy.
crazy. And my father in that period of time never support my musician career. But I was playing in a hard rock in Puerto Vallarta, and he went with my mother, and I was playing some Carlos Santana music, and my father loved Carlos Santana, and when my father saw me playing the guitar, he was like, oh my God, this is my song. You can play that. And it was like because always was like a tension.
Right.
You can't be like a musician because for the musician careers it's always is full of drugs and alcohol. Well, that's my parents imagine, no?
Yeah.
You're a musician, you're a drug addict, you're an alcoholic.
And you probably won't make any money.
So it was like a hard between that relation. But then it was like okay, he's a musician, okay, he's happy.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. And your family is like, great, just do it.
I think they don't really know what I do. They had never been to an exhibition because I haven't had a lot of exhibitions. But last year or this year, when I made the print of the Bosque de Palmeras, I mentioned in my Instagram post that it was influenced by my great-grandmother's poem. And my mother, she asked me, I want to have that piece. I want to buy that piece. And I said, no, I will give it like a present, no? But that's the first time she asked me for something a connection. Yeah. But I think that's why, because they didn't connect it to what I was doing, but this was a connection, a special connection for them. Right. And my sister also, she asked me for one of the prints.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think, if you do something that is, outside of the norms of, your family or just what you grow up in, it can maybe seem to them that there's no connection, that it doesn't make sense because the form is so different.
Yes.
But it does connect. Like, you grew up there, like it influenced you. You're a part of that, group of people.
Yeah, of course.
So maybe that was the thing that allowed them to see, like, oh wow, there actually is a connection to us.
Yes.
Like, I can actually relate to
She's my daughter.
Yeah.
No, and my mom also likes to paint, but she has never gone to a school, but she does it like a craft, like something like if you would do like a puzzle, like she experienced painting like that. So I think she's relating to me because she's creative, but now like she cannot understand like I could live for to get money from that, because she does it to enjoy life,
Yeah.
So it's very different. And my father, he's an engineer and he's very creative, but he's always doing also like a commission,
Right.
He's not doing stuff for himself. So I think that's why it's difficult to connect, but they are starting to admire our work.
Yeah. I wonder too if just for both of them, right? And kind of similar to what you were saying earlier about choosing design, and that's the path that's gonna provide for you. That's the path that's acceptable.
Yes.
They felt that even more strongly for themselves, and so there is this tension when anyone, but maybe even more so someone like your child, says, I'm going to do the thing that you thought you couldn't do.
Yeah, that's weird.
and I'm going to succeed in it. And there can be a period of tension held of like, wait, that was my dream. I didn't give it to myself.
Yes. I think it's very common, no, for parents to live that kind of like, they had dreams, but they had a family, so it was very difficult.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, of course, because our parents are
young,
we're young, and we're like a child, and they were kids. So I think that's the reason some of the parents says, no, don't do that, because it's not like a good way to do it.
And also, I just remembered my grandfather, the father of my mom. He was a photographer. So my mom likes to take pictures a lot also, but I always say like, do it like a creative thing, no? But she's always doing for the family.
Yeah.
But she has all the time she has this like she needs to do something creative.
Mm.
So I think maybe if she would like experiment more, she would be more connected.
But
I
she's
think
good
it's a
because
process.
she win a contest.
Once she applied for a contest of like senior photographers,
Uh-huh.
amateurs, and she
Yeah.
won a camera.
Oh, that's nice.
She's good. She's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
good. Well,
Yeah.
my grandfather was a photographer, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So it is in the lineage. It is.
I
in
think so,
your-
but
yeah.
it's like kind of like underground because he was a photographer for like schools and for
Uh-huh.
a studio, not like
Yeah.
a creative one.
Yeah.
But I think it's in the blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, back then, I mean, up until recently, like, I mean, it probably took a tremendous amount of courage and sacrifice to say, I'm going to be an artist and that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to make
Mhm.
that my discipline.
Yes.
It's much easier. I mean, it's not easy, but it's more acceptable
It's more-
now
yeah.
than
Yeah.
it was 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago.
Yeah.
you
And
know?
also, I think that being in Oaxaca with the community of artists, designers, illustrators, and artisans, it's easier to feel comfortable being an artist
Right.
because you feel like you're part of something. If you are like in Puebla, I was not part of that community, so I feel here like it's easier to be an artist.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
you need
very
to be
strong.
in a place where a lot of people are trying to do creative stuff,
Yeah.
and live from that.
Mm-hmm.
You can have another job, it's okay, but you are trying to live by your like need for creativity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the culture of this place.
Yeah.
It's this Oaxaca is so steeped in artistic expression. I mean, when we come here, almost immediately, I feel very inspired.
Yeah, you go to the coffee
I just
shop
want to go to the
draw.
coffee shop to draw. Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, because it drew you guys from outside, right? It drew me and Kara from outside. It's like there's a magic here, similar in a way to Santa Fe, where
Yes.
it's like a lot of people from outside are drawn and get magnetized to this place
Yeah, I think so.
that draws creative people.
Yes.
Can you talk about the community here and how like you find like kind of fitting in, because you didn't grow up here but you came into it, and talk about maybe a little bit about what's happening here? What is happening in the creative community?
When I came here 20 years ago, I don't knew anyone,
Mm-hmm.
so I just went to a place of a very good maestro here, Juan Alcázar. He was an engraving professor and very good artist, so I had the opportunity to work there. So in that time, I knew some of my friends that are still right now are my friends, very good artists. And that's we mentioned that I think I leave Mexico City because I thought, no, I don't have nothing here to make to create myself as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that maybe in Mexico City, and it's very insane to do that because all the people here, too many people from here, from Oaxaca and other places in the República, want to go to Mexico City because they think that Mexico City is the panacea, or is the place that we have to create. But I thought the opposite. I just came here to know this part of Mexico that I was like in another part of my mind and in another part of my personal history. So I came here to find myself and be ¿cómo se dice a través? Through the other people, to the other artists, and to the culture here. Not only the painters, of course, it's the handcrafts, the clays, the tapestry, of course, the engraving, the sculpture, the poetry, the musicians. So it was like for me, I was like a very how do I say, inspired for this life of the people that grow up here. So because in the part of Mexico that where I grew up. It was like a class medium place without no museums, no like a art community, not like a cultural houses, or cultural places.
Yeah.
Of course, I went to all the museums in Mexico, Museo de Arte Moderno, Museo de Antropología, and I was grow up in that museums, but it was different because Mexico City is a very huge city, and I was in the outside of the city. My family is from downtown Mexico City, but when I born in the outside, like
Suburbs?
like a suburbs.
Yeah.
So when I arrived here, I found this thing that I was looking for, that the community, because as Mirel says, all the people, we are in the same ship. We are all artists. All of our friends are artists. I think 90% of our friends are artists. So you can be yourself. You can talk about your problem as a creative people. If you have like problems in the way that you are producing, if you talk to a regular friend, you tell that, and maybe they say, okay, you're an asshole. I don't know. Most of the people don't understand. But if you tell that to a friend that is an artist, they can understand yourself.
Right.
So maybe that.
They relate to your problems.
Maybe that's the reason I create this community, and I have a very good friends here that is painters and musicians,
bookmakers,
illustrators. And we are like in a small family. It's because we are like 100, but we are like
100 years old.
No, 100 persons, like 100 persons that we are in our group.
Yeah.
Some of them are more closer, but all our friends are in the same like group of people, that creative people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think one of the differences between Mexico City and Oaxaca is that the creativity and making art, whether it's folk art or contemporary art or whatever, is a core of the identity here. At least from the outside. I don't know if that's how people in Mexico view Oaxaca, as like oh, there's so many artists in Oaxaca. Do you feel like that's kind of within Mexico? Is that the perception of Oaxaca?
I think,
No, because Mexico is so big.
Yeah.
So the people are more spread. But if you put all the creative people in one like a museum, I think here is because it's like a small city, and you can, and we are all connected.
Right.
And in Mexico we are more spread.
But I mean, it feels so concentrated here.
Yeah.
Like it's not just that it's small, but there is actually a lot of creative people here.
Yes. And people from Oaxaca and people from outside Oaxaca, like us, like migrate because they saw something special, like the magic you were telling. And also in my story, when I arrived here, I had another type of contact because I was in the artisan design side. So I met a lot of people who would do these crafts, like artisans, I call. But then I understand that, for example, in the States, you don't divide that much. Like it's like if you do this kind of creative stuff, it's art, So that's why also I assume myself an artist, because before that I would say like there's like a division, But now, after knowing that in other places of the world, it's the same thing, You are doing something creative. You're an artist because you have like a way of looking at the world. You have a point of view, and it doesn't matter if you do like a series of stuff or you do just one painting or just one sculpture. You are an artist, and I think that make me like have a different point of views also with the people here. There's people who makes painting, who makes clay, who makes rocks, who makes alebrijes, and I consider all of them artists. But at the beginning, I didn't see the world like that. I was like I had a strong division. And I think that change is very good for me because I feel like I am in between. I don't feel like I am here or here. I just like folk art or artisans crafts, and I just love like also contemporary art, and I am like in the middle.
Yeah.
Actually, sometimes I see your work like an artisan because your paintings are like when the process that you use to paint your works, I think you're like an artisan. I think because you are very careful with the same
like
stuff.
I am repeating the same color like many times and doing my lines and preparing everything before, you know.
It was like a, ¿cómo se dice? Like a religious process.
I was gonna say it's like a meditation.
It's like a
I
religious.
see it like a meditation movement.
Yeah.
But what I see in the crafts in Oaxaca, like if they're painting a clay base or a glass or something, they're doing like a repetitive movement, no? So that's why I connect to that.
Yeah, we went yesterday. We were at the textile museum, and we saw these tapestries, these woven tapestries, where the artist had it was so these like fine repetitive details that I told Frank, I said, if I did this, I would lose my mind. But just thinking, it's like
sometimes you lose the mind.
the kind of a care and again the focus and attention that is required to do that repetition, and that is something I think that is just as transportive for the person that's doing it as the artist that's having some kind of grand vision come down.
Well, in my background, when I came to Oaxaca, I was working with artisans or alebrije artisans, and then I worked in the textile museum, doing like all the catalog of the collection. So I think that all of that influenced in my modus operandi or my way of painting.
Your process.
My process, because I really appreciate that kind of things.
Yeah.
And in the show that we made for the Hecho Mano, that was
show?
In the duo show, that was the topic. Mirel had the way that we have to work, and I was like, okay, we're gonna do it. But sometimes I am like a little more like I don't
Like more experimental.
I don't know, but it was like a very hard sometimes in some moments to make the show, because I love the way that Mirel used to work in the process, because she's very like meticulous, or meticulous, and very like more careful.
Details.
And I was learned a lot in the way that she was the chief of the show, like of the process.
Well, we share the ideas, but I am more control freak also.
Yeah. Well, maybe going back to music, right? So thinking about music that's measured and has a definite score, and you can follow it, and there's something in that is very satisfying, that settles, that calms the nervous system. And then there's experimental jazz.
Yes.
And experimental jazz leaves someone it brings someone to the kind of an edge and leaves you a little uncomfortable, and there's something beautiful about both of those.
Yes,
you
of
need
course.
both of them. Yeah.
And during the process, it was weird because I had to leave. Like we began doing the paintings, but then I had to leave for 1 month because I had a residency in Mexico City. So we decided that I will never ask him what he was doing. Like we talk about, and I was like, don't show me anything. You are free to. And when I arrived, I just love what he made, and then we continue working together. But then I started doing like the control freak stuff. So that's very weird, no? I love his work, but when we're together, sometimes I just like, but you'd say that was gonna be yellow and you did it green.
No, but you told Cara something very like precisely, because as a musician, I I was playing in a band of covers, so I have to play exactly the same chords and exactly the same like notes, and you have an structure. But when I feel more free is when I play the solos in the music, because I like the improvisation. The improvisation for me in the music is the the best thing as a musician you can do it, because you are free to do that. So I don't mention that, but I try to use that feeling in my work, the improvisation in my work, that feeling to transport this feeling of being a musician in improvisation into a painting.
Yes.
So this is a process very free. So when I work like a very like a methodic process, it was like a very difficult, because I tried to be free but in a technical way. So I learned a lot of that, because I don't care. I just paint and that. But with this project, with this solo show, with this duo show, was the opposite. But it was like at the beginning was like maybe some difficult for me, but then I assume that process and I say, okay, this is the way that is, so I have to assume that, and I have to this is the way that we have to work, and I learn a lot of that. So
yeah, and it's interesting, right? Because as an improv dancer, I also love the surprise of what's going to
what next?
What next? What if? What next? But even within that, you have your habits.
Yeah.
And they are being worked out. And so actually having a different structure, actually imposing limitations and structures on improv of any can force someone to come out of their habits, their habitual modes that they maybe unconsciously go to without even, without realizing that you are actually working in a form, even though it's improv.
And at the beginning, it could be like little uncomfortable, but at the end, it's very like satisfying. But when you see the image at the end, we were so happy.
Yes.
Because when we were creating the works, it was like not always, but we like
it's you. It's like
not like fighting, not like a fighting.
What was that word that you told us the other night?
Discussing?
No, you said that couples do this. The nagging.
Chingadito.
¿Touching?
Ya está chingando. No.
Como chin.
Como chingo.
Como chingas.
No, it was like a very some stressful moments, because as a creative people, as a creative person, not always are like a happy thing, the people can imagine something be romantic with that, but actually the process of being a creator is very difficult. So when we were like a creative, we always like fighting, well, not fighting, but like discussing, and
very
at
passionate.
the end, but at the end, when we saw the image, the painting, it was like, oh my God, this was so
we
beautiful.
did it.
Yeah.
And it was our first project like this, you know, like we do the books together. We made a couple of paintings together for a show I had before, but I was telling him exactly what I wanted, for him to do it in the collaboration.
Yeah.
And in this case, it was just talking and deciding. And as I told you, I left for a while. So when I came back, he did something we talk about, but something else that I really love.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to have some specific elements and colors. So that's why we were discussing, because sometimes he would try to change that without talking, just because he likes to improvise, and experiment, and that's why I was but we talk about it, but it's okay. At the end, it was
That's
great.
what made the magic.
At the end, it was great.
Yeah. So the show is called Altares Domésticos.
Yes.
Can you talk about the theme?
Yeah, well, we were trying to find something that will unite us in a painting way, or how do you say, a visual way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for
The
me,
subject.
they're like a subject, and for me, I think the theme was about making visual the sacred of having a common life
Mm-hmm.
together, and also in this moment that is so difficult, it's for so many persons, so many people, and for us also, because we've been like experimenting like emotions and depression sometimes, because everything is going crazy in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided, why can't we do it like together? Like, how can we share this special moment? And we thought that doing these altars that are like objects on a table, different ways of assembling them,
Like a still life.
like
Mm-hmm.
still lifes, that we also like a lot, still life in traditional painting, in classic painting. And we also have very different techniques, so we thought it would be a very good subject, you know?
And you said, did you tell me that there's like a traditional Mexican form of still life painting that you were referencing?
Bodegones.
Bodegones.
Yeah, in Mexico we call bodegones, but
Uh-huh.
of course the traditional bodegones of Mexico is the European.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's
European.
it's copying European style.
yeah, but you know, in a Mexican way.
Uh-huh.
So we put like a toys, and we put like a,
Yeah.
you know, some Mexican stuff. But
Uh-huh.
yes.
I don't know, like when we, like during the day, as I wrote a little text a couple months ago, during the day we like here, now, like sometimes you are just moving things around your house, you're making food. We work in our house, so we have the studio next to the kitchen. So sometimes we are just moving objects because we are preparing everything. We have food, we have vegetables, we have fruits, we have ceramics, we have vases, flowers,
No, and because
toys, because Alfonso collects toys.
no,
we
but
have
no,
books.
no,
so
but and when we were start to living together, well, always have this like a little like altar,
Mhm.
and this we are not like a religious couple. We are not like a fanatic. Like no, we have to put these things in the altar. No, we are very open.
At the altar is always changing. Also.
It's always changing. We put like some toys, some, of course, some photograph of our parents, some wishes, some like
Coins.
coins.
So I have a friend. I was having dinner with a friend the other night, and her house, as is our house, you know, everywhere you look, things are arranged in this particular way.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling her one of the things I loved about that is you look around and there's care. There's this care and attention and preciousness, you know,
And
to
love.
a love to the
Yeah.
space. And I feel like that's what, you know, an altar can be.
Yes.
Is just that you look around your space and you see this care and attention, love, and that it can be changed, you know.
Yeah.
But it's reminding you of the importance and it kind of places it, like, I don't know, it's like some kind of locator when you see it.
Yeah, and also I wanted to, like, in this moment that we don't have kids, so we are like getting older also, and think it was like something to make a kind of a legacy for us, like to do a painting where we mix our objects with our ideas, our imagination also. Our cats, some of the paintings have our cats, so I think it was just like that, no? Like, if in the future someone sees a painting, they would know something about us, you know? It's like a kind of legacy.
No, and I think the altars is like the soul of a house
Totally.
or of a relationship,
Mhm.
because they like ¿cómo se dice? Como te jalan a la tierra.
Like anchor or root.
Yeah, they anchor to this moment of your time, of your life, because you saw the altar and you say, okay, I am Alfonso, I am Mirel, or she's Mirel, but I am another thing. I am a soul. I am the remembrance of my life. I am my own history. I am my parents' history. I also am this like a traditional culture thing that I put because I am a Mexican, and I am that book that I read at once. So you are a person, but also you are a soul, and you also have a history. So that altar reminds you who you are.
Yeah.
It's also, it's a very creative act, right? It's a way that everyone is creating all the time to choose.
Yeah.
I want this piece of fruit right here. I want, I want the plates to be arranged like this because it's pleasing, because
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, yeah.
And it's very ephemeral, as you say. Like it's gonna be like this, and then you're gonna change everything,
Yeah.
or the fruits and the vegetables, you're gonna eat it, or maybe they were rotten.
Yeah.
And also another comment about like the object is that right now I think we're living in a very materialistic era. Like everybody is really focused on objects. Like everybody is like buying a lot of stuff. But what is your stuff meaning? Like, do you give a sacred meaning to your stuff, or is just like something you bought and you put it in the trash like a month after, So we are trying to give a meaning to like everything. I think we need to have some intention in our lives right now. You can be creative, or you can be just like a person living whatever you choose to do. But if you give some intention to your everything surrounding you, I think it's something that makes you happy. Like I think it's very important to give this sacredness to life.
When you said choice, that sparked for me thinking about, we talked a little bit the other day around, just the conversation. What is creativity, right? And you were talking about problem solving, and when you said choice, it's like, choice is, I think, one of the things that can make an act creative. And I think we have this inherent choice, but we're often delegating our choice to somebody else, or to a system, or to a culture. Like, I don't have to think. These are the rules. I'm just going to do whatever the rules say, or this is what my parents told me, or this is what my culture says I do. These are I don't have any agency or choice. But when I think we remember that there's a freedom in the moment, in all our little choices, even in making our little domestic altars, like that becomes a creative act, right? Because it tells us something about ourselves when we're free to follow the threads of our own inner experience, Like, why did you like this Mickey Mouse keychain, right? So it's like a very small thing, but it can lead back to teach you about yourself and express something about yourself.
Yeah, and to connect to other people, or like, I don't know, like to appreciate something you lived before, like it's a connection with something.
Yeah, I mean, and even in that, the choice of it's like it's the choice, but it's having the awareness of the choice, right? And so it can be, I'm choosing to do this because my family does this, and because my ancestors did this, and this is really important to me to continue to enliven this practice, or this way of making this bowl, or
that's what I mean, and just like the freedom of the conscious act, which can be completely in line with tradition or what's come before. But like you said, I think the awareness, the intention, bringing that awareness into it is what can make it a creative act. Even if it's done 1,000,000 times before that moment, it can be a creative act.
Because all the things have been done
and
also 1,000,000 times.
It can be like a refugee for me, because if you have like a little altar, like even though you are not religious, but it has some objects, sacred objects that you admire, that make connections with other people, to other places, I think it makes you happy, and in this moment we need that. We need to be like in peace. We need to be happy about small things. We don't need to care that much about everything. We just need to focus in the small things and appreciate that we have that and we can do it by ourselves, you know. And it's not complicated, it's easy.
No, and I think it have to be with Mexican culture, because every place every place you go, there's an altar.
Yeah.
So I think we grow up with that, with that influence. So
Well,
I
in my
think-
case, in my house, we
no, but in Puebla,
we never
if
had
you go-
altars.
no, but not in your house. But if you go to Cholula or to Puebla or to any place in Mexico, see, they always see
in the
it's,
churches.
it's part of the
churches.
landscape.
Right.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I
altars.
think in Oaxaca, everybody has an altar, even though it's not muertos, but not in all places in Mexico. Well, in my house, we never had an altar.
But even, I mean, taking it to just like altar religious, but then there's the altar or the collection of
Maybe objects or
objects that have personal meaning
Yeah,
to
it's
you, and putting them, arranging them. That's like it's a very human thing. It's
Yeah,
a very
of
human
course.
impulse.
I think it's a need. We have a need of collecting and also arranging and giving meaning and feelings like it's a sacred thing,
Yeah.
you know? It's because it's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
In New Mexico, there's a lot of public altars as well. I mean, just driving around, especially in some of the smaller towns, like you'll see walls where like there's a nicho and then there's candles and photographs, or somebody's painted something on the wall, a Jesus mural or something. You know, it's that influence is still very present in New Mexico, which is really lovely.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah. Part of, I mean, this is good tape. I feel like,
Good tape.
yeah, the good audio. Good audio.
okay, you can.
This is good tape.
Oh, it's recording.
I'm recording.
The whole time.
Like, I feel like that there has to be, how do I describe this? I feel like my creative process is about all of these intersecting circles, like a Venn diagram, right? Where you have the circle, 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 and where do they all come together?
Yeah, in the middle.
Yeah, a Venn diagram. And I feel like I expect a lot out of like my projects. Like it has to do everything, right? And so the artists that I work with, like I want to have a really nice relationship with. And if over time the relationship isn't there, and it's just like, oh, I'll just order some stuff, great, you know, and the work may be amazing, but if there isn't like a really deep connection, or not even like really deep, but like a real kinship, you know, I see you, right?
Yeah.
That kind of, I mean, it doesn't have, like we don't see each other very
No,
often, but there's
feel
a
the
connection.
same. I feel the same.
There's a
Yeah.
connection.
I think it's important because like life is short, and
Yeah.
if you're gonna work with somebody,
Yeah.
you need to have the connection. Also, you have to care, no?
Yeah.
If you don't care,
No,
it's difficult.
and I remember when I know you, you asked me, do you know some artists here in Oaxaca? Because I want to open a gallery in Santa Fe. And I said, yes, I can introduce some artists.
Yeah.
And I introduced some, of course, very good artists, my
Yeah.
friends. And we were like working like that, like 2 years. And then you asked me, and also you are an artist, right? And I said, yes, I am an artist. Show me your work. And I start to show you my work and Mirel's work. And that was the
Yeah.
beginning of a relationship.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, it was like a very like I feel a connection with you because you are so nice. And we were like, oh, introduce me some artists. And of course, yes, because here in Oaxaca, there's a lot of good artists. So now, well, that's a parenthesis.
But he's very good guide. Like
Yeah.
when people come to Oaxaca, he's like the best.
Sometimes.
When Frank told me that y'all were gonna pick us up and take us here and do all these things, and I'm just, you know, Alfonso, through the years, how generous both of you are. I said to Frank, I call Frank the best boy, and I said,
But the best because of the best, or
no,
the
best B,
Yeah.
best boy, best
It's
boy.
a child thing. Like it's like because, you know, I think for many men, everybody does this. But for many men, there's like this tendency of like, tell me I'm a good boy.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm a good boy. Just like a dog, you know.
Good boy.
Just tell me I'm good. Did I do a good job?
Yeah.
Did I do a good job?
But I said to Frank, I said, oh, I think Alfonso might be a best boy.
Yeah, I am a good boy.
He likes to help people.
Yeah.
He likes to help people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and
I
I was
don't drive, so I cannot do
and
it.
I was so comfortable to show you the work of my friends because you know here in Oaxaca there's a very talented artist,
Yeah.
craft artist, and engraving artist, and can you show me the work of good artists here in Oaxaca?
Yeah.
And I say, of course, I have a lot of friends that have very good
Well,
art.
in my case, when I decided that I wanted to do my first book, when I was working with Alfonso, and also I entered to this biennale that I won the graphics prize that for me was like super. It was like the biggest surprise because I was not an artist in that moment, and then you asked me to do the exhibition of Cosmic Visions. For me, that was like it changed my life. You know,
Yeah.
if you haven't asked me to do that, like, and you were like very. Maybe you had a vision, or maybe you were like trustful, or I don't know what happened, but like it was like you had never seen my work. It was just like that print and some like very very small paintings, and you say like let's do a exhibition, and that changed my life. So I think you also have these, I don't know, in your mind you can see things. Maybe I don't know how to explain.
He
but
has intuition.
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
an intuition.
Yeah.
I think that's how I curate. It is a skill, and I think I can, and it's like it's not like I'm reading minds or looking into the future or something. It's about connecting to what I'm sensing.
Yeah.
Right, and I can sense when somebody has that real creative energy and engine within them, you know, in seeing like, you know, your work or like Jerome's work or Esther Elia or any of the artists that we represent. It's like, even if they're not established yet, I'm like, there's something in what they're doing that, and I think, here's the thing, is I think most people can actually see it, but they don't trust themselves. I think, and it's one of the things that we're trying to like really engender in the gallery, where we want people to come in and trust their own opinions and trust their own vision.
Yes.
Where they can see something they like and they're like, is this good? They don't have to ask, is this good? They can ask themselves, right? And I think oftentimes, you know, we're not taught to trust our own sensations and feelings about what we like, even.
Yeah.
Right, especially when it comes to art, when there's this exclusivity and hierarchy that's presented by the quote-unquote traditional art
and
world.
the validation situation. No? Yeah.
Right, and that like, you know, art is like nothing and everything at the same time. So it's like, you can like it or not like it, it doesn't matter. It's like, what do you like? Just trust it.
Yeah, trust it.
You know, and so I think this gallery thing is helping me to just refine that skill. It's just to be more and more trusting of my vision and what I see,
What you get magnetized
what
to.
I get magnetized to,
Yeah.
because it also tells me about myself.
Totally.
Yeah, like, and your artwork is the compilation or the assembling, the curating of all these people together in a place, no? Like, that's your artwork.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking with somebody who's a DJ, and he was like, "Oh, it sounds like DJ." And I'm like, "Yeah, totally."
No, you're
Well,
like a shaman.
It's different, but the sort of general sort of energy around how do you create an experience? How do you pull together from things that you didn't create directly, but create a container?
Yeah.
And I understand that in the sense of making books with several people, because it's kind of the same. Like, you invite different kind of people, different kind of art, and then you make a book where everything has a sense, you know, like if you open and they have a dialogue. So I think it's smaller, it's very, very small compared to having a gallery, but it's a process that can relate to that.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And at the end, I think it's a question of feeling, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Cool. That was a good little bonus.
Okay.
Okay. So
Question.
I already know which one. So I'll start with you.
Okay.
Can you think of a time where you failed that was like really important? Like that you learned something really, really good from a failure?
All the time. No, because when you are like an artist, you have to fail to be an artist. Because if you make like a perfect works all the time, you are like a failure artist.
Mm-hmm.
The real artists always fail in yourself, because maybe for the other eyes people you are like a kind of a winner.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the insatisfaction of the artist is like the root of the artist, because if you are not like
The failing.
if you are not satisfied with your work,
Mm-hmm.
is the right way
Yeah.
to work,
You'll
because
keep
you
making.
have to be always looking for a new things, new process, new kind of ways that you have to attack your own work. So
Mhm. Can you think of a specific time for you? And it doesn't necessarily need to be like an art thing, but any time in your life where like you messed up or like you got in trouble or something broke down and you actually took like a really deep lesson from it.
Usually when you go for a like a
Maybe.
art open call
Or
to
well, yeah.
to an open call, and they don't select you,
Yeah.
that's the way that you think that, okay, I am doing the right things of my process, but okay.
No, I was gonna tell that when you arrived to Oaxaca and you were living in this small room that you told me, and you didn't have like much money to
Yes, when I
to
was
buy food,
when
and
I
you had to ask for your parents like, I need money to buy food.
no,
It
when
was very
when
hard.
I arrived to Oaxaca, it was very difficult for me, because it was 2005, and it
Six?
was the six, and it was the problem
The
with
cultural movement,
with the movements and
Right, right.
with
and
the teachers, and
Yeah.
it was very
and
bad.
of course I had a very good friend here that helped me, and she have a restaurant, and she gave me one food for a day, and that was my food.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like 9 months eating just one food, and she helped me, and I felt that time like a real and completely loser, because I
Yeah.
couldn't pay my own food.
Yeah.
And sometimes I tell my parents, please help me, because I don't have like money. And in that time it was like a $20 or $25, but for me was all.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciate that time. But I think maybe that time is like 9 months to done, because
Yeah.
I was alone here in Oaxaca.
Yeah.
I don't have no one. I don't have parents, family, some friends, yes, but you don't tell a friend, please give me money, because
Sure.
I am that kind of person that used to ask for my
Yeah.
friends money.
Yeah.
So it was a hard time. Maybe that was the time. But in a very personal way, I think all the time sometimes I feel so like I am very satisfied of my work, but most of the time I feel like I have to give more of my own to make a good work, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I answered it correctly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that must have been very humbling, right? Like, I don't know what the word in Spanish is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
es muy, no me acuerdo.
It brings you down to earth, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like, oh,
Sí, te pone
like
los
I
pies
need
en la
help.
tierra. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. How about you?
For me, what could be? Well, in the pandemic, when I didn't have like any work, like as a designer, I wanted to continue my practice, and I didn't receive any commissions, and I felt like, what can I do? And I asked Alfonso, well, he was also paying for my bills, no? Like he was helping me. And he would like recommend me how to do stuff to sell as a painter, but like not as a painter, but as an illustrator.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you asked me to do the exhibition, and I asked you, but what I'm doing, and you say you're doing paintings because you're using paint, and I was like, okay, I'm doing paintings, and that changed like all my mind. Like I would never imagine doing that.
Uh-huh.
But I think it was very difficult times for me because I would never consider myself as an artist. Like it was super, super difficult for me. Like I would always assume myself as a designer / illustrator, but like being an artist for me was like super, super big.
Yeah.
And now I understand it's not super big. It's just like having a point of view, you know?
Yeah.
But in that moment for me it was like something I would never imagine in my life. Like after I decided to be a designer, it was like, this is not happening, you know? Art is not happening.
You chose your path and you're gonna walk that path.
No, y con el libro de Somos Naturaleza, ¿no?
And then I was feeling so sad with the pandemic, but then a friend invited me to be part of an exhibition, and I was so nervous, like what can I show that would be enough for a museum of contemporary art in Oaxaca. So I decided to do a book, a very big book, Somos Naturaleza, but to do it, I had to do everything in black in order to print in color for a silk screen, serigraph book. So it was a new process for me. I had never done that, but it was for me like a very good choice, but I was doing everything in black. So for me it was like being sad, black. But when I saw the color at the end, after 3 months, my life changed. But I had to leave that moment of suffer, like
darkness.
It was a darkness moment. But as I tell, it was like a saving project. I don't know if in English it makes sense, but like sometimes you do stuff that changes and saves your life. And that moment happened.
It was such a beautiful book too.
I really love my book, and I think I did it for myself and for my living, like the people that I care, my living loves. So I think it takes sense. But it was like that, like the worst moment in my life turned into something bright.
It was very dark.
Yeah.
And your graphic design work had to dry up. It had to disappear in order for you to make the jump.
I had to surrender to the artist life, you know. And it's, for me, it's okay. Sometimes I get some like questions like, would you do for me some design? And right now, like I don't have a lot of money, but I think I have enough to live like an artist. And I rather do my thing than do the commissions. But if someone like wants to have an illustration or a special painting, I will do that. But I don't want to do the designer life anymore because I enjoy the freeness, the way of being free with this new way of life.
It's beautiful.
Maybe one more question?
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see. Okay, this is a good one to end with. What's the best advice you've been given that you actually used?
Oh my God.
El mejor consejo.
But that you actually use.
No, yeah.
Not just something you heard, oh, that's a good idea.
No. It's very difficult for an artist to have like a subject to produce. So my best advice that I am using right now is to looking for your own past and your own self and the real reason that you have in yourself to be an artist or to be a creator. because sometimes the reasons are, you can find many reasons outside, but you're never going to find a very good reason to produce outside. You have to looking for it inside of you. So I always like fighting as an artist. What I have to tell to anyone to be a good artist, to recognize as a good artist, and I never find a good answer. So I think in the last months or last years, I found that I have to talk about my personal history, about myself, about the things that happen in your life that creates your own personality, and of course that's your personal issues, your personal problems in your family, in Mexico, because Mexico, as everyone knows, how it's a very difficult country in violence and all that, like dark things that involve some Mexican culture. Of course, it's a very lighting culture, but at the same time, it's very dark
It's
right
both.
now. And I think you have to look yourself and be honest with the work that you want to show.
Yeah.
But I think everything it have to begin from your own history, I think.
And did you get that advice from somebody, or is that something that you came to on your own?
No, I think I discovered that for my own, because I always ask you my friends, artist friends, what is your process? What is your route? And always they taught me, but his own experience, and it's very okay. But I have my own experience, and you have to discover your own experience as an artist. So I think that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool.
For myself, I think to breathe, just like, because I suddenly, every time I feel very bad, I recognize I not breathing very good, and it sounds very crazy because, like, I think everybody thinks, most of the people think they are just breathing naturally, but sometimes I recognize myself that I just like holding the breath because I am tension, or I am feeling very I don't know, sad or with problems in my mind. So try to breathe. Like, and many people tell me that, not just like maybe Alfonso or someone in meditation, or I don't know, in a movie, whatever. Like, I think it's the best thing to try to do every day. Like, if you are feeling bad, just like recognize you have a breath in, and you do the breath.
Yeah. Someone recently said they'd heard that the origin of the breath and the mind, the origin of the breath and the mind comes from the same place. And I think about that. For me, it's like when I stop breathing, it's almost like I'm trying to stop the mind. I'm trying to stop whatever.
To contain.
To control whatever kind of thought or anxious, anxiety that's happening, but that's actually not the way to control it, but to let it pass through and flow through. Yeah.
And I have a print I made with mobile types. It's like letter press that says respira, that it means like breathe. And I had to do it and I had to put it in my studio because I really recognize that I get so stressed out that I forget to do it in a very like calming way. Like, I always try to compress, like I compress and I contain myself. So I think it's an important recommendation.
No, but it's not like a metaphoric way
No,
of
it's
life,
a physical
because
one.
when
like,
you have
you
like
had to do it.
like a traumatic thing in your life, the first thing that you have to do is breathe.
Yeah.
And they say breathe
Yeah.
to calm yourself.
Yeah, but when you are in your house, like by yourself, and you're like just doing something, you never think about that because you think it's something natural, but sometimes you need to focus on that.
Mhm.
You know,
The prana.
that is the only way. That is the only way.
Yeah. I have that same print in my
Yeah,
studio.
you have the
I
print.
do. I have your respira. in
You
my
need
print.
to do it. There's the
I
same
look
thing.
at it and I go, I look at it and I go, glitter. Shiny. Yeah.
We need to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
So,
this is it. We've
I'll-
come to the end.
Altares Domésticos opens on December.
5th?
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, December 5th
5th.
from 5 to 7 p.m.
This was wonderful. Best one yet.
Woo!
Best one yet.
Yeah.